point-slope form. Alright, so point-slope form is a form for linear equations, and we use this when we know the slope and we know one point on the line that is not the y-intercept. Okay, so the weakness to slope-intercept form is you have to know that specific y-intercept. Alright, one of the benefits of point-slope form is the point that you know for this form, or that you need to know for this form, can be any point on the line. Okay, this is the form it has. Y, so that's your variable, y, minus y1, which is just your y value for your point, equals m, the slope, times the variable x, minus your x value for your point. Okay, and we're going to be going over that a lot more. Our first concept is using point-slope form to identify information about a line. So that's finding that point and the slope. All right. So when we're looking at this point-slope equation, okay, point-slope form equation, we can find the slope, just like in slope-intercept form. We've got m as our slope right there, and then we're going to have a point on the line. Okay. Now the slope is right there. We can see it right from the start. The point on the line, there's a little bit more we have to do to get that. Okay, it's pretty simple, but it's also something that you can make mistakes on pretty easily. Okay, so what we're going to do is, if this is my point-slope equation, okay, first of all, I'm just going to say there's my slope. My slope is 2. Okay, slope is 2. All right, but to find out my point, I've got to remember that my equation, the form of my equation, is y minus y1. Okay, so I'm subtracting that value from y. Okay, so if I have 4 as my value, I have y minus 4. It's not a negative 4, it's a positive 4 that is my y value. Okay, and this one, I have x minus 1. It's not negative 1, it's just a 1. That's my value. Okay, and I think that's pretty straightforward when we are subtracting those values. But when we get into a situation where we have addition here, first of all, our slope is 1/3. Okay, but we've got addition here. Now my y value, y minus 3, my y value is still 3, still a positive 3, but my x value, because this is x plus 2, really what it is, or what we've done, is we've had x minus a negative 2, and we've turned that into x plus 2. So that's an actual minus 2 or negative 2 for my x value for that coordinate. Okay, one more let's look at, and then I think you'll be ready to go on. Okay, so once again, this is my point-slope form. Start with my slope. My slope is negative 4. Okay, remember your slope, you don't have to change the sign on. If your slope is negative, it's negative. If it's positive, it's positive. Okay? You must change the sign on your x and your y. I have x minus 5, so my x value for my point is going to be a positive 5. I have y plus 6, so my value for my y is going to be negative 6. Okay? So it's fairly straightforward, right? We're just switching the sign. However, it is something that's easy to mess up. Okay, it's very easy to get it mixed up and say that this is, negative 5, 6. You have to remember that when you're taking your point out of this form, you have to swap the signs or flip the signs on both of your coordinates.